Welcome to Node.js testing strategies here at Pluralsight. My name's Rob Connery and I will be your host for this course. If you need to get a hold of me, you can reach me on Twitter at Rob Connery or by email rob@connery.io. Those addresses are in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. If you want to leave a comment, you can just drop a comment in the discussions list down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. In this course, we have been retained by the Rocket Shop. They're going to send people to Mars and they're going to crowdsource it. And they need to take signups and subscribers and they're going to put you on a rocket and send you to Mars. So we need to build their site. And for that, we're going to use Stripe, a mobile payment solution that I love and loved by many developers. We're going to set up a subscription system using their API, fully documented up here at stripe.com. Go have a look, set up an account if you haven't. Stripe is an amazing payment system. I've used it for years. Their API as well as their service is fully documented. Go take a minute and go to stripe.com/docs and have a look. And I think you'll be as impressed as I was. So what are we doing in this course? We are going to dive into building an application using the testing tools provided in Node.js. This includes using things like Sinon to stub out API calls and database calls. We're also going to work directly with the Stripe API to work with recurring billing and see how it works with credit cards and their token system. When testing your application, it's always nice to have good tools at your disposal. You don't have to, but if you do, sometimes those tools help you to resolve patterns, good software design patterns, and those good software design patterns will help the design of your application. And if all of that stuff works together really well, that's the goal, then you'll have better tests. It's kind of a recursive pattern that we're going after here. Writing tests and using tools to help us clean up our tests, which drive us to use different patterns, and then, well, you get the idea. Speaking of you should be familiar with Node.js and the basics of how it works, as well as JavaScript. You should also be familiar with testing, both unit testing or behavior-driven design, whatever, just testing in general. You should have written some software before. This is not a beginner's course. So ideally you understand the ins and outs of writing software. Finally, you should be willing to be patient and take your time letting things roll out and willing to change them as we move along and discover various problems. As for me, I've been working full-time for the last 2.5 years with Node. It is my go-to platform for working on the web. I have been a web developer for well over 20 years, nonstop. That's all I do. And I've grudgingly used JavaScript for the last 15. I'm not exactly happy about it, but I've come to know it and use it every day. I like exploring new things, including various patterns and ways to make things hurt less. And ideally, I will be able to show you a few of those things in this course. As mentioned, our client is the Rocket Shop. They need a subscription application, and we are going to build the sign-up system for them. We're going to take our time and go a little bit slowly, but we will get into the weeds as our application becomes more complex. Specifically, we are going to get to know the basic testing tools that you can use with Node.js. Then we'll have some basic testing strategies, structuring our tests using dates, and so on. They're going to be working with data in a database. That's always a problem when you're doing testing. And finally, we'll get into advanced topics like mocking and stubbing. And what about that asynchronous JavaScript stuff? This isn't easy, especially when things get really complex, and we're going to tackle it all today.